Good morning. Today on Spotlight, inside the violent conflict in Ukraine through the lens of Metro Detroit. What can you do and what's the future? My guest, Boris Portopinko of the Ukrainian American Crisis Response Committee of Michigan. And later on our Sunday morning program, Terry Barclay, President and CEO of Inform, Sharon Banks, President and CEO of Bankable Marketing Strategies, and Nancy Wang, Executive Director of Voters Not Politicians, will be here to share their perspectives on the importance of National Women's History Month. It's Sunday, March the 27th. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is another edition of Spotlight. We have watched so many Metro Detroiters and people across this state reach out to Ukrainians to try and help in any way that they can from afar. We've seen that. What's on tap? What's coming up?
Well, our efforts of our UACrisisresponse.org is all multifaceted. We're both raising awareness and raising help for the Ukrainian people. We have a huge warehouse in Detroit, Standard Trucking, that has opened up its doors and its heart. Pretty much stopped all of its shipping activities so that they can load and ship out tons and tons of relief aid to Ukrainian refugees.
What's the name of that company? We should give them a shout out for their good effort.
Sure, Standard Trucking. It's based in Hamtramck, and it's doing absolutely phenomenal work on behalf of the Ukrainian refugees. Our committee is directing all donors to the Standard Trucking in Detroit, or to the Ukrainian Cultural Center in Warren, or to our Ukrainian Orthodox Cathedral, St. Mary the Protectress in Southfield. The outpouring of concern and support is really phenomenal. The American people, our fellow citizens, understand the gravity of the situation. We really look to our fellow citizens to press upon our members of Congress to continue to press the Biden administration.
Keep the pressure on.
Absolutely.
You have a big event later today. It's Sunday. Tell us a little bit about that.
At 2 o'clock in Hart Plaza, we're having our Unity Rally, where we're inviting communities, faith-based groups, ethnic communities, people of all stripes and shapes to join us to show that Michigan stands with Ukraine, and we need to do more and more. There are 3.5 million refugees, more than half of them children, that have fled Ukraine, but there are 10 million refugees inside Ukraine that had to leave their homes. Half of all refugees are children under the age of 18. This is a total catastrophe, and there isn't enough aid to reach all of them. We need to keep up the help and the pressure.
Boris Portopinko, what type of aid is needed most right now? Do you need more medical or more humanitarian, or both?
We need both. And on our website, UACrisisresponse.org, you will find a detailed list of the medical supplies that we're collecting, of the humanitarian supplies that we're collecting. It's really important for people to focus on those things.
From time to time, we do see emails on Facebook and other places from people saying, yeah, that's so far away. It's not connected to me right here in Michigan. Let's worry about our people here. Let's worry about the homeless people here and other things. When you get that kind of reaction, what's your response?
This crisis affects all of Europe and the Euro-Atlantic community, meaning North America. The American people's future depends on a Europe whole and free. Putin is determined to undermine freedom, democracy, but most importantly, he's undermining the international order and rule of law. His genocide in Mariupol city, for example, is something that the world cannot countenance and feel secure while it's going on. The future of our world order is at stake. Can America really expect to export, import? Look at the crisis that the pandemic created. Now consider what Ukraine supplies so much wheat to the Middle East, to Africa, and to America. That's being cut off. Right now, there are howling cries across the world that there's going to be hunger and famine in various regions, if not for Ukrainian wheat. The war has to stop to feed the children.
All right, we need to take a quick little pause for the cause. We'll come right back, talk about how this may relate to some key American dates, as well as the summit that President Biden is attending over in Europe. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You mentioned to me in a private conversation, you said for Ukraine, this is their war of 1812. What did you mean by that?
Well, our Revolutionary War in 1776 would have ended very differently if not for the support of European countries, especially France. But 36 years later, in 1812, Britain again attacked the United States. They sacked Washington. They burned down the White House. And still, we Americans were able to push them back into what became Canada. We were able to do this again, only for the help that we received from our European allies. So too for Ukraine. Ukraine restored its independence in 1991. And now, 36 years later, 30 years later, Ukraine is fighting its final war of independence. Ukraine will be successful. The question is, will the West step up, stop the carnage? Because the victory can come with massive losses or with lesser losses. We want to save lives. We want peace. We want freedom. And this is something that the West cannot turn away from.
President Zelensky over at the European Summit had some strong words for the leaders of NATO. Do you agree with his stern message to them?
President Zelensky last Wednesday called on the world public to come to the streets, to go to their town squares on Thursday, the day of the NATO summit, to let their governments know that what they're doing is not enough. His plea for help is a sincere expression of the whole Ukrainian nation. Ukrainians will not give up. Their successes on the battlefield are phenomenal. They've stopped the Russian advance. The experts in Washington have said it's going to take a month for Russia to regroup, reorganize, resupply, and relaunch their multi-frontal assault. This is the time for NATO to put a stop to this by providing Ukraine with the air defenses that it needs, the S-300s, the Patriot systems. Poland and other NATO countries bordering Ukraine have proposed sending a peace mission into Ukraine with air cover provided by their individual armies, not NATO. Even though they're NATO members, they want to do this as a group. But Poland, Slovakia, Romania, the Baltic countries, they're ready to intervene on their own. And NATO said no. And I do not believe that Putin would go to nuclear war with NATO. His inner circle is leaving him. His top advisors have left the country. The defense minister has been incommunicado for almost 2 weeks. The disarray inside the Kremlin is palpable and is recognizable.
Yes or no, do you see any scenario in which Ukraine will surrender?
No. And President Zelensky is a very resolute leader, but he is an expression of the people's will. He is not directing the people are directing the president. This is the way it's always been in Ukraine, Chuck.
And do you
anyway, UACrisisresponse.org. I ask your listeners and viewers to please go to our website, see how you can help. We need you.
President Zelensky, are you surprised by how he has risen to the occasion?
I'll tell you the truth. We, in our community and in Ukraine, people were concerned during his first couple of years of office when he tried to reach out to Russia and find a solution to the war that actually started in 2014. Those efforts fell through because Putin was preparing for war. Now President Zelensky recognizes the threat, the war, and he sees that the Ukrainian people will never give up, and he is a worthy leader of the Ukrainian nation.
All right, Boris Portopinko, thank you so much for joining us today on Spotlight. We will stay in touch with you, and obviously there's a lot more to say and see what happens in regards to this conflict over in Europe. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Chuck. UACrisisresponse.org. Thanks again.
Very well. And coming up, we'll look at National Women's History Month through the eyes of Terry Barclay, Sharon Banks, and Nancy Wang. We'll be right back. All right, a lot has been going on this past week. Let me start with a solemn note, but also a celebratory note. Madeleine Albright, the very first U.S. Secretary of State, passed away at age 84 this last week. She had a rather famous quote, and she said, I think the first time she said it was actually back in 2006. She said, "There's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other." Terry Barclay, you're president and CEO of Inform, a noted women's group across this state. You agree with her?
Oh, I think that we have come a very long way with women passionately supporting each other. You know, Inform is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year. We were actually founded a couple of years before now. The National Organization for Women was founded. And the founding principle for our organization and our 5,000 plus members is women supporting women. And Madeleine was just the biggest cheerleader ever for that.
Right. Another monumental event, Judge Ketanji Brown faced the U.S. Senate for better or worse this past week, waiting to see whether or not she will indeed be confirmed in the first African-American female on the highest court in this land. Sharon Banks, your thoughts, having watched this?
Having watched it and frankly shed some tears through it at some points. It may not be for better or worse for her, but certainly the display of others that were interrogating her, frankly. I thought that she is phenomenal based on certainly being a woman, being a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, but her jurist acclimates that she has demonstrated over decades in her life and how she got to where she is. I couldn't be prouder. I'm a champion, an ambassador, I'm a cheerleader. I think that she brings a representation needed for all women, for the country, and for those that are seeking the best minds possible to be in the Supreme Court, on the Supreme Court. I have no doubts that she will certainly be among her peers to make us all very proud with the way she manages and she decides cases in her new position.
Nancy Wang, over Voters Not Politicians, you're the attorney in the group. I imagine you watched this in between trying to do your real job with a keen eye and a real interesting point of view.
Well, you know, first and foremost, I was inspired, and like Sharon said, I was so proud that she was there, you know, representing all women in a sense, right? And just exhibiting so much confidence and grace, and also competence, and being very forward with it. I know that these hearings they're so political now, and they're always trying to, play gotcha, but she was very clear that, as a judge, she knows that your job is to apply the law. And she was not going to be kind of, intimidated or, have words put in her mouth. And she was very, very clear throughout. And yeah, and I was really inspired and impressed with everything I saw during her hearings.
Right. We need to take a quick little break. When we come back, Terry Barclay, I know that Inform has done a study that I'm interested in hearing the results of, and we'll talk about your individual organizations, how the three of you rose to the top, and any advice you may have to young women coming behind you. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Terry Barclay, Inform is constantly doing studies. You've done one fairly recently. Are women finally breaking that glass ceiling that we hear about all too often? Or maybe not often enough?
Yeah, thanks for asking about that, Chuck. We've published the Michigan Women's Leadership Report since 2003. So we have almost 2 decades of data about where women are and where they aren't at our largest companies that are headquartered in Michigan. And I'd say the top headlines from the 2022 report is that there is progress in the boardroom, particularly at large companies. Women are now 24% of the directors on the boards of those companies, and that's grown over the years. But what still needs serious attention is the talent pipeline. McKinsey and Lean In have done research, and they have coined the phrase the broken rung, because what we see is parity at the entry level. Women are almost half. They're 47% of the overall workforce. But as they progress in their careers, that starts to change in a hurry, and women start losing ground at the very first promotion. And I would say the final important headline is that racial and ethnic diversity is growing much more quickly on boards than it is in the executive suites. And that's a cause for concern. And quite frankly, the numbers are still shockingly low.
Interesting. Nancy Wang, before becoming in charge of Voters Not Politicians, you were at the University of Michigan, heavily involved with environmental law and trying to change what is going on environmentally in this country. Are women now maybe changing the face of politics and policy?
Well, our story is an interesting one. Voters Not Politicians, we've started, just a few years ago. And what we wanted to do was, we wanted to change the laws in ways, that would serve voters and in ways that our lawmakers weren't doing for us. And our organization was started by 4 women, me being one of them. And, we really just paved our own way. We started from nothing, and we decided that we wanted to, again, just kind of make we wanted to choose our politicians, not the other way around. So we ran the campaign in 2018, and it was successful, and it amended our constitution to put citizens in charge of redistricting. So it was 4 women, and we just started, we wanted to talk about these issues. We went out and we wanted to have like an inclusive movement, and we ended up attracting 8,000 volunteers to our campaign. And then since then, we've seen that there's a lot more work to be done to protect our freedom to vote. So we have another campaign this time around, and we're going to put, more voting rights, expanded voting rights on the ballot. But to me, it's just, it's been a total career change. I had no political experience whatsoever, and neither did the 3 other co-founding women. And we just kind of threw ourselves in there and we figured we would figure it out because we had such a passion for the work.
Sharon Banks, you operate in the city of Detroit. very large African American majority population. You've been very successful. You've been in government, you've been in private enterprise, you've pulled them all together. You're now president and CEO of your own company. But what's the biggest challenge you still see facing, particularly African American women across this country? And are you optimistic about where they're at?
Well, I'll start with, am I optimistic first? And I am, because I think the charge is for us as women to stand up, stand out, be heard, be deliberate, authentic, and we are not apologists. We are coming with being competent in what we do and how we execute. In my business, it's not a matter of wanting to have client satisfaction. We want our clients to be enthusiastic and excited about the work that we do on their behalf. It's Women's Month, but 365, it's about women every single day.
If you could give a single quick piece of advice to young women coming up, trying to figure out what they want to do to make an impact on this world, what advice would you give them? Terry?
Follow your passion and do it scared. Don't wait until you're ready.
Interesting. Okay. Nancy Wayne?
Terry stole mine, but I'll just say you can do whatever you want. Really go for it.
All right. Just do it well, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sharon Banks?
I take from the Supreme Court nominee the word that now is resonating: persevere. Continue to be who you are, know whose you are, and you're unstoppable.
All right. Terry Barclay, Sharon Banks, Nancy Wang, thank you so much for joining us today on Spotlight. We'll get you back and we'll drill down more on the individual things that you're working on, because you all have your own domain and your own sphere, and I know you're doing a lot here in the state of Michigan, but we did want to tie this into a very important month. I'm Chuck Stokes. We'll be back next week with more newsmakers in the Spotlight. We hope you have a great week.